Welcome to Proscenia.
Welcome. Due to some scheduling conflicts, Dustin and I can't join you tonight in the theater, at least in person.
We're on the big screen.
We're on the big screen, though. Decided to give you a welcome to National Lampoon's Vacation on the big screen.
With us on the big screen.
With us on the big screen, too. And we're going to miss it.
Yeah. Now what do we say, Tim?
Let's talk about the movie. You have the handout in front of you from the when you got your tickets. What type of stuff do we cover in that, Dustin?
One thing that I found when I was researching this that I didn't know is based on John Hughes' short story, which I have at the top.
Yep.
Top bullet point. Which was called, The Vacation of 58?
Yep.
Vacation 58. Which makes sense because this movie can be classified as a road movie.
A road movie? What do you mean?
The road movie, as we all know now, is usually set where usually two characters, sometimes men, because it's the buddy comedy too, travel across the terrain to some goal, and hijinks ensues. But the other thing about the road movie is it generally showcases American locations and citizens along the way. Sometimes quirky, sometimes weird. There's all kinds of road movies. Can you name one, Tim?
I was thinking Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That would be a road movie.
Or, as you found out, it came from the movie Easy Rider.
Easy Rider is a road movie.
Yep.
There's other road movies from a long time. I mean, you could go back, North by Northwest is kind of a road movie where he's traveling.
Yeah.
What did I just tell you before we were talking here? The Clark Gable movie. It Happened One Night.
Yes.
Is a road movie from 32. But you can trace all this there's literary interpretations. Jack Kerouac's On the Road from the 50s. Lolita technically is a road movie where he drags her across the United States. So it's a common trope. But this kind of takes almost lampoonish jabs at it.
Lampoonish? Why, why do you use that word?
National Lampoon.
National Lampoon. The story that John Hughes wrote was published in National Lampoon magazine. Was it Vacation of 58?
Yep.
And I happen to have an article from, I forget where I got it from, a website. And it's John Hughes writing about his recollections of writing Vacation 58. And he was working in New York for an ad agency. He's a creative director for Leo Burnett Company. And he had ambitions to write for National Lampoon. So during lunch, when everyone else was out lunching, he was writing for National Lampoon and then started hanging out in the National Lampoon offices and got a job. And his first line in writing this story, he plotted the shortest route from Detroit to the most distant continent U.S. destination, Disneyland in Anaheim. I determined how many stops the family would have to make on such a trip and where those stops might be. I wrote the first sentence. If Dad hadn't shot Walt Disney in the leg, it would have been our best vacation ever. And the rest was automatic. So that was how we started writing. He wrote the story and was writing it from the perspective of Rusty.
Oh. I haven't read the story. I didn't know it existed.
I couldn't find a copy of it, but I could find him talking about writing it.
Supposedly, National Lampoon rejected it. They said it was too episodic, which is a road movie trope.
Right.
And he said that's the point.
What other National Lampoon movie was based on a John Hughes story?
Animal House?
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. So apparently his nostalgia era...
Which is not a road movie.
Which is not a road movie. Well,
the family comes in, yeah. You just don't see that. Another road movie, Mad Max. There you go. I just thought of that one. Yeah. But anyway.
National Lampoon movies. I did some research. This, I think, comes mostly from Wikipedia, which is, as we know, a scholarly source.
God's library.
The first National Lampoon movie was in 1978. It was a TV movie called Disco Beaver from Outer Space. Also in 78 came Animal House. 82 was Class Reunion. 83 was Movie Madness. And also in 83 was Vacation. Then 85 was European Vacation, and 89 was Christmas Vacation. After that, National Lampoon Company lost. They were sold. And
Did they do Van Wilder?
Well, that's what I'm getting to.
All right.
is at one point in time, because they were sold and the company that owned the rights, was selling the rights to using National Lampoon, even though it had nothing to do with National Lampoon. So for a price, you could give them money and you could put National Lampoon in front of your movie, such as Senior Trip, Dorm Days, Blackball, and Van Wilder's. Just Van Wilder.
Van Wilder.
Yeah.
There's like 3 of those, I think. I don't know.
But it goes on. Even they're still making National Lampoon movies with the National Lampoon. Well, movies with the National Lampoon label or brand on them. The last one was in 2015, Drunk, Stoned, Brilliant, Dead, which I think was a documentary about National Lampoon.
Oh. Due Date. That was a road movie.
That was yeah, it was.
He chose from Atlanta too. Yeah.
That wasn't a Lampoon movie, though, was
No,
it?
I'm just giving you road movies right now, as they come to my brain.
So you're just spewing.
I'm just thinking of road movies while you're talking. Road Trip.
Road Trip. Yeah.
They're usually comedic. These ones I'm picking up. I'm trying to think of a serious one.
Are they horror?
Mad Max is not comedic.
It depends on your.
I don't
attitude.
know. I'd have to horror road. No, because horror you usually have to be isolated somewhere. It'd be weird for
But
you.
it starts as a road movie, and then like
Joyride, maybe.
What's
Duel,
this?
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the Stephen King, or the
Don't say Maximum Overdrive.
Is that the one where the haunted semi follows people?
No, that's not a road movie.
Okay.
No.
I tried.
Anyway, Tim, what else do we have?
So National Lampoon came out of Harvard, and the 2 guys that started National Lampoon, Douglas Kenney and Henry Beard, were editors for the Harvard Lampoon. And when they graduated Harvard, they weren't ready to give up their shenanigans and debauchery. So
Didn't they base National Lampoon on Monty Python?
I don't know about that one. I didn't find that in my research. It's possible. So they formed National Lampoon and started doing the magazine, which then spawned radio shows, live theater recordings, and movies. Who are some of the National Lampoon alumni? Famous ones.
John Lithgow.
I don't think so.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, Belushi.
Dan Aykroyd.
I don't think Aykroyd. I think
I'm
he
just
came in
naming
later
Saturday
on.
Night Live people.
But pretty much a lot of the Saturday Night Live folks that came from Second City were also a National
John
Lampoon.
Belushi.
Yeah, John Belushi, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis. And
Oh, Bill Murray was in it?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And if you watched the Love Gilda, you would know they brought her in because they needed a female in the ensemble.
Yeah.
Vacation. You already covered some of my points in my notes.
Oh, yeah.
It is based on
the
the John
names-
Hughes short story.
Disney. The original location was Disney, but they had to change the names due to
Right, they couldn't.
copyright. And actually, I don't know who the actor is that plays. What's his name? Wally, whatever his name is. At the
Yeah,
end.
It's Roy Wallace.
It looks like there was a blend between Roy Disney and Walt Disney.
Yeah.
The actor. Marty Moose is Mickey Mouse.
Yes,
obviously.
that's obviously
Yeah.
they didn't have to go very far to.
No,
camouflage
he don't
it.
have to. I didn't realize Harold Ramis directed it though. This is the second Harold Ramis movie we've shown.
So it's
this year.
director series.
Director series, starting at Groundhog Day. And then did he direct Stripes? No, that was yeah. Anyway,
The original Vacation, as you'll see when the movie starts. And so who here has seen the movie already?
we can't see you.
Oh yeah, well, if you haven't seen it, cover your ears for a few
We're
seconds.
offsite.
This the original movie which we're seeing was a bit on the raunchy side, intentionally, because that's what National Lampoon did. They were very subversive and college boy humor. After Vacation came out and was so popular, everyone attached to Chevy Chase, the bumbling, trying hard, middle-class father, and less towards the dark and dirty stuff. So for the European Vacation and Christmas Vacation, they actually dialed down the adultish content because people were more attracted to Chevy Chase and the Clark Griswold character.
Well, then by the time I got to Vegas Vacation, it was PG.
Right. And it was
Which was the last one he was in. Was he in the reboot? Like a cameo.
Yes, and the one that came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
Him and Beverly D'Angelo were the.
I didn't watch it, but
Who was the male star in that?
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms and Christine Applegate, so Ed Helms is Rusty, and at the end of their movie, they're visiting Clark,
and that's where the family cruiser is.
Yeah,
which makes no sense because they wreck it in the movie
several times.
Spoiler alert.
And the kids in the first few movies are recast each time, and apparently it was Chevy Chase's idea.
They're recast every time.
Right, but he claims it's his idea because it shows how all the movies are about him wanting to spend more time with his family, but he doesn't recognize his own children.
And they switched ages, too, throughout them.
Yeah.
Because in Christmas Vacation, the female's older than Rusty. Whereas, yeah.
Anyway, that's a little bit of information about Vacation.
Extended universe.
I view it as a comfort movie, because when it's on TV, I'll watch it.
I've mostly ever seen it on TV.
You haven't seen it on the big screen?
Not on the big screen. And I never will, because I'm not here.
Maybe we'll show it again sometime.
Maybe.
Anything else about Vacation?
That's all I got.
I think that's all I've got. Enjoy the movie.
Oh, you're supposed to do your upcoming.
Oh, that's right. What's coming
Jurassic
up?
Park. This is just like we're here normally.
I know. Hey, what about this? Oh, yeah.
June 15th is Jurassic Park. Late night.
So we are doing the Jurassic Park on June 15th. Late night Fright Fest that evening.
At 10:30
At
is
10:30
Scream.
July 8th, Late Night Fright Fest. Is it the 8th or the 6th? The Saturday after 4th of July. First Saturday.
Maybe it's the 6th.
It's whatever. Look on the calendar. It's Poltergeist. Also, it says July 8th on here. This might be wrong.
Or just edit it before you send it.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing this pretty.
July 20th is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Is something else going on that day, Dustin?
We're planning a special event in which I will be discussing the films of Stanley Kubrick.
And that's a special workshop that's in the afternoon before the movie. You can see the movie without going to the workshop. You can go to the workshop without going to the movie. I recommend you do the workshop and the movie. Will you be talking about 2001?
We'll be talking about 2001.
That is also our celebration of the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, which we may or may not bring up in the workshop, but we'll talk a little bit about it before the movie. And August 3rd, our late night Fright Fest is Trick or Treat. Isn't there another movie that night?
Ghostbusters.
So we started the evening with Ghostbusters and then going Trick or Treat. On the nights we have the late night Fright Fests. The evening movie will start at 7. 7? Yeah, start at 7. Mm-hmm. And then the late night Fright Fest will start at 10:30. We're hoping to give you some time between the movies if you need to go get some food, or just sit around and talk about movies, or go take an adult beverage, take a nap in your car, whatever. So it's not going to be back-to-back movies. There'll be a gap in between them. Is that it?
That is it.
You can listen to our podcasts. We are From the Proscenium on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, most other podcast sites. And this might actually be our first video podcast as well. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe.
Anything else?
That's it.
Enjoy the movie. Sorry we couldn't be here to join it for you to see it. And we'll see you next time from the Proscenium.